So I had a few more seconds to think over how I was gonna go over this. For starters, I started this video a little bit uncomfortable because I didn't want to force it all of a sudden. But I will make the decision to not disclose too much right away. Even though in relevance to what this video is gonna be about, it's gonna discuss a few things in question with what I'm really thinking. If that makes any sense to you guys, there you go. But like, I'm going to explain a couple different things on a spiritual level. The countdown of the zeroth river and the spirit guide Krona. 3 rivers, 2 rivers, 1 river, 0 rivers. And then Krona with a K, not C like in Soul Eater, like Krona with a K, not Kronos from the Incredibles, Krona. It's like yeah. So let's start with Emoja 3 Rivers or whatever the hell that is. So I had a dream one time a year or two ago. It was like 2020, 2021. And it's 2024 now, so obviously. But where I dreamed I saw one of my professional crushes from high school. And we were in the computer lab and in the engineering lab. And she literally just said to me in the dream, Amoja. Just Emoja. And I could tell it was a pronoun. She says Emoja. And I'm like, what? And I assumed later after the dream that was about her, or like her heritage or something, because it did sound like a Native American heritage. And lo and behold, looking it up, it does have not only Native American roots, it literally is about a Cherokee Indian or some other equivalent who was literally called Emoja. Emoja 3 Rivers. And then there are some affirmations in recent times, like even like last week, a few weeks ago, a week or two ago, or even last week or this week, where I kept seeing 3 rivers, 2 rivers, 1 river, 0 rivers. And I'm like, what the hell? What's this countdown for? And it's like, now I'll leave it open-ended right there. But, yeah, yeah. And we'll go into Krona real quick, the spiritual guide. So I made up the one about Shell before. There are literally people called Shell Lee in real life. And Shell was the name of an alternative spirit guide. Could have been a human. Could have been a human that used to exist in the past, present, or future, or in alternate realities. It's like Shell was my ideal either human or being spirit otherwise that was a bit of a guardian angel for things. I did have a bit of a energetic exchange with Shell. I would say at least other ways I've done that before, or even at all. But Shell was able to give me a minor buff to all my skills, if that's put in an RPG lens. But even then, it was like, Shell is basically one of my guardian angels. And it's like, I mentioned her before because the only reason I know she was in my real the only reason I know she was in my presence, energetically speaking, was because the only 2 things I asked her directly was, what's your name? And she says, Shell. And then I asked her, do you forgive me? And it's like, because I did something messed up in her presence. And I was like, I blamed her for something that was actually my fault. And then it was like, okay, so you forgive me, Shell, and I forgive you too. Forgive and apologize both ways. Different. That's Shell. Krona, I legitimately met in a dream. And I could confirm this without even having... He was even more formal than Shell. But he or she, whatever. What happened with Krona... And this is the part where I can't disclose too much about the reality part of it. Because this is inspired by something that I tried to disclose over time over the channel over the last few months since 2024 started. The only hint I'll give you, and this will click for some of you who watch my videos, and in particular, January 11th, 2024. That's the only hint I'll give you. And so it was in relation to stuff like that. So in this dream, when I entered this dream, and right after I did a few other things in relation to that other thing, for the first time, other so-called engagements, I fell asleep in my bed in the afternoon or the noontime, and I had a dream where I was in my former house when I was growing up in the city, Houston City. I had to enter a few, what I think I realize now were, in retrospect, were portals, just beaming into my eyes like, do you accept, do you accept, do you accept, do you accept? Okay, go in, keep going in, keep going in. And it's doing this while I'm in my bed in the house of my childhood. And it's like, so I enter the portal, and I enter what seems like this barbershop kind of a office. Reminds me of some of those anyways. I go in, I walk around, and I start going past into a narrower, smaller hallway. And there's a door on the other side that I was going to open. But before you reach the hallway itself, this person says, don't go over there. You can't handle what's on the other side. And it's like, I'm not gonna tell you again. So just come over here. And it's like, and so I go back to him, and he's like, and for some reason, I didn't mention this in the Inkey post. I talked about this the first time, but this he or she kept morphing into shapes in different like figures. It's like chameleon style. They kept forming into different shapes of person. They would. It's kind of like Beast Boy shape shifting, where it's like every once in a while, every like 5 or 10 seconds, they would shift into a different person. I paid attention close enough, and energetically speaking, I could tell it was still a man. And energetically speaking, I could tell it had a specific form. It's like you can sense on the sixth sense that it's a certain form that's static, but you can literally see them shape shifting the whole time, and it's like it's weird. I could tell it was a he and that it was a certain figure of a man, but it would every 5 to 10 seconds it would literally look like it was a woman turning into a man to back into a woman, and then to different shapes and sizes and features and appearances. So it's like in different beings maybe. Weird, huh? Sixth sense versus literal looking in a dream, lucid, whatever. But so they asked me to take a seat and stop walking around, and I sat next to them. They say that their name is Krona with a K, not from Soul Eater anime, not from the Incredibles Disney Pixar movie. No, this is literally Krona, and they say their name is Krona, and that they are a being from the other side, and they are some kind of spiritual being. From what I even literally said this in like the Good Evil Chronicles series. This is what starts to freak me out a little bit. They said this in a way where it reminded me of the Existing Dimensions fiction I wrote for that. Where I remember, if those of you remember the IncrediBots days, like IncrediBots forums and replay series, when I created Good Evil Chronicles or just Good Evil, I called that first episode from Crab the Clockwork that one sprite ghost being talking to Crab about the existing dimensions. That's literally what Krona was talking about here right now in 2024, not freaking 2009, 2010, 2024. And then 2010 has its own relevance to this, but we'll get into that later. But let alone 2009, 2011, but different. 2012 otherwise, 2008. But Krona goes on to expand that they are being from another dimension, or the existing spiritual plane, and that they're proud of. Krona is proud of me for what I've been doing lately, even if it didn't seem like it was a lot, or even anything at all, or regressing, you name it. That I shouldn't be hard on myself for what's happened or what I had control over in the first place. And that it will take people like me to come to gripes with the fact that even if the world did not, like, this is not so much doom and gloom, but it's like, Krona was basically saying that as the world turns for the better or the worse, and I'm trying to put words in his mouth for a reason, I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but I don't think Krona is pessimistic, but it's like, he's basically saying, like, when it was turning for the world, ultimately for the better, I think. I'm not trying to put words in his mouth and hide what he's saying. I think he was positive about that. But when it would turn better for the world to be like other ways that's happening, in spite of the bad things, it would take people like me to make the best of that. So therefore, when it was up to people like me to make things for the better by the time they came about, it was already going to be a good thing. So it was like, in other words, Krona is basically saying, I'm doing good in spite of the world being its own thing. And it's like, and I asked him a few questions. Like, I asked him some stupid questions. I asked him, like, you mean Krona from Soul Eater, from IncrediBots, different thing. Like, from those kind of things, like Kronos. It's like, and the last stupid question I asked him was, I'm sorry, I'm hard of hearing in this lucid dream. Because I could tell it was a lucid dream. I'm hard of hearing right now. I don't know if you actually mean what you say or if this is even legitimate. Because I want to trust him. I already trust him, but it's like, but it's already weird that it's happening. It's like, I wanted to make sure. I was trying to confirm non-judgmental that I heard what he was saying, and I think he took that personally. He was like, he literally said, "Damn your heck" or something like that. I'm like, okay, jeez, dude, no attitude here. Like, and then the dream very much fizzled out of place. The barbershop left my mind, and then I fell out of this chair and woke up in the real world. And so, I wrote about this in the community time on this channel already, but not so much about Shell or Krona, but about some stuff like that. Krona for sure. And the emoji of 3 rivers, 2 rivers, 1 river, 0 rivers. This title of this video might as well be 0 rivers and Krona, the spiritual guide, I think. Yeah, okay. All right, guardian angel or Shell guardian angel. Stuff like that. Remember, guys, that the best thing is an ideal, the right thing is a promise, and stay still because stop motion is still on the move. I'll do more VTuber videos in the future. I'll do more claymations in the future, and even all together. End card content. There's not going to be one for this video right away. At first, if honestly, later. But the VTuber claymation live streams will come on YouTube later on, and more My Wire updates will come as well in tandem. So take care, guys. Even more will come. Even deep docs and other things. Yeah, take care.